Sean Diddy Combs just got his sentence reduced, and now early release is on the table. After a year-long trial, this shocking twist has 50 Cent furious, and sources say he's ready to fight back.
Sean Diddy Combs, it looks like he could get out of prison early, not that much earlier, but a little bit. The New York Post reports the rapper will now be released on April 25th, 2028, instead of June 4th of that same year, 2028. The early release reportedly comes after he went into a drug use rehab program in November. Diddy has been in prison since his September 2024 arrest. In July 2025, he was convicted on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. He is appealing that ruling.
At this point, everyone's asking, why was Sean Diddy Combs allowed to get out early? Officials claim it's due to good behavior, but that doesn't add up. Less than 6 months into his sentence, Diddy was reportedly caught violating prison rules. Back in November, sources say he was drinking and even smuggling alcohol inside his cell, allegedly celebrating something. That kind of offense should have made him ineligible for early release, not fast-tracked. Yet somehow we're seeing the complete opposite happen.
Toilet wine, on the other hand, is a fermented combo of Fanta, sugar, and apples. And though there are many variations, they are all alcoholic, which is the point, and all strictly off limits in lockup. But TMZ is reporting that Diddy has been caught with the stuff, this week in fact. He did have a birthday on Tuesday and was going to be moved to a new unit apparently as punishment, but the officials changed their minds according to the report. But that still leaves the question of Diddy's alleged newfound sobriety, which he made such a big point of emphasizing when he was sentenced, and whether this will have any impact on that sentence.
The only reason Sean Diddy Combs pushed for the Fort Dix facility was its drug program, where inmates can earn early release through clean behavior and recovery. But reports suggest he did neither. He was allegedly caught making unauthorized calls to victims and even smuggling alcohol into his cell. By the rules, that should have disqualified him completely. So if it wasn't good behavior, then what really got him out? Because once you hear the real reason, everything starts to connect.
But what a lot of people don't know, and why it is serious in prison, it could blow up. So if you don't know what you're doing and you don't let it breathe, as they say, it could actually be like a bomb. So it actually can blow up and everything will spray everywhere. But it can get you drunk, and it could also land you in the hole. So, I mean, I don't know as far as them saying he's going to move him out of the unit. I know it's a very serious ticket. I know he could lose his phone, he could lose commissary, and he could lose visits, and also maybe go to the shoot for up to 30 days or maybe more.
So, I mean, that's all serious stuff. I keep wondering about the sentence. Do you not think it's possible, especially since he campaigned, in his sentencing, that he was getting sober, he'd been working, on a sobriety at the MDC, and now he's at Fort Dix, and if this is true, if the report's true, might they say, well, screw it, you're not getting your 15% off your federal sentence?
Right, so it don't work like that, but every ticket in the feds, if it's a certain degree ticket, you will lose some good time. We call it good time. In New York State and federal prison is two different. You could actually lose your good time in New York State or any state prison and get your good time back. The feds, once you lose it, you can't get it back. So if he does lose 20 days, 40 days for this, he cannot get it back, or whatever they recommend for him to lose, because they will recommend days to be lost on this kind of ticket.
So it's clear, Sean Diddy Combs isn't getting out for good behavior. That story doesn't hold up. What's interesting is, Suge Knight actually predicted this over a year ago. Before sentencing, he claimed Diddy wouldn't serve more than a year and might walk early. Now people are questioning if there's a deeper reason behind the treatment, something that was planned from the start.
How does it go on for so long? When we were on the street, we didn't get a day's rest. I mean, the government was all over us. The FBI is all over us. They got investigations on us. They got informants. They got surveillance equipment.
He was not cutting you off, but he was an informant for years.
Was he really?
Yeah. That's why when people was like, oh, he's going to run, he's not. It's the reason why these type of people get caught up. They always been telling they bigger than the law because they part of the law, And as you know, all these people get tired of their rats sooner or later. Diddy is an FBI informant. He's been one a long time. So I don't believe that he's going to go to prison. And if you do, it'll be for something very, very small. It wouldn't be nothing what the people think. I don't think he's going to go nowhere long. And at the same time, you got to look at it. The best witness they had is KPD. KPD been an informant for a very, very long time. And KPD is getting ready to go to trial for the murder of Tupac. KPD said it. Everybody else know it. And KPD says the money came from Puffy, the key Tupac, and myself. So if they really wanted Puffy that bad, KPD would have put a deal with them, got on that stand, and broke it down. That would have been the RICO right there. That would have been higher right there.
Suge Knight saw this coming from a mile away, and Gene Deal said the same. They believed Sean Diddy Combs had connections with federal authorities, which made his arrest surprising from the start. Then came the biggest shock, beating most of the charges despite hours of alleged footage. For many watching closely, the outcome just didn't add up.
Puff was a millionaire. Him being a confidential informant, him getting money like that, it was favors. He been getting favors and been paying law enforcement people for years to protect him. You understand? To protect him. We had a lot of people on the payroll when we was doing security. Everybody had, somebody might have this first 10 hours, that 10 hours, or whatever. He was paying law enforcement. He had a budget for law enforcement. Now, if something goes wrong, those people got friends in certain places. Then plus he tells his handler, yo, can you make this go away for me? I'll give you this and that. Now, that could be a lot of speculations or whatever like that. But why would you have or be working for an FBI agent if you're not an informant? Why? So when you got that kind of money, you could hire people to make a lot of things go away for you.
Some believe Sean Diddy Combs is getting special treatment despite ongoing investigations. Meanwhile, 50 Cent is pushing hard to make sure he doesn't walk free. There are even claims that Donald Trump could get involved, but nothing is confirmed yet.
50 Cent don't give a damn. He don't give a damn. He literally is saying he's going to reach out to Trump to remind Trump of the things that P. Diddy has said about him for the sole express purposes of making sure that Trump doesn't pardon Diddy in the event that Diddy gets convicted of trafficking and racketeering. That's what 50 Cent has sworn to do. And I got to admit to you, that's wild. Damn, you know you got an enemy there when the man want to go out of his way to contact the president, you know, and clearly he has some kind of inroads where he can get to President Trump so President Trump can hear him. He's basically saying, yo, brother need to go down. Brother need to go down and stay down. That's what he's saying. So if Diddy didn't have enough problems, having 50 Cent on your ass is a problem. That's a problem. That's the only thing I can peel from it at this moment in time. I would love for 50 Cent to tell us what exactly is his disgust with Diddy.
This isn't the first time 50 Cent stepped in. Last year, he even wrote to the judge urging him not to release Sean Diddy Combs on bail.
Yesterday, 50 Cent posted a letter.
Oh boy.
He said, Dear Judge, I have an ongoing dispute with Puffy for over 20 years. He is very dangerous. Multiple times I fear for my life. I think you should consider the safety of the general public, Your Honor, before unleashing him upon them. There hasn't been enough time for him to reform or make any adjustments, despite him trying to teach a class there. Diddy's only going to return to hiring more male workers and keeping most of the baby oil away from the general public. And babies need it. My Netflix doc on his scandalous subject is coming soon. 50 played too much.
50 crazy.
50 Cent helped push massive attention on Sean Diddy Combs, and after his documentary aired, even Tupac Shakur's family started looking into the claims.
Court TV has just confirmed that the family of Tupac Shakur
is investigating a potential link between the murder of Tupac and Sean Diddy Combs. This coming from attorney Alex Spiro, who represents Tupac's family. Now, this investigation had been previously reported by unnamed sources, but earlier today, Spiro confirmed to our Court TV team that he and a team of investigators has been hired.
Sean Combs allegedly had business dealings with Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, who will go on trial next March for the murder of Tupac. This was back in 1996. Some have speculated that Diddy ordered Tupac's death. That, of course, is just a theory at this point, and we are monitoring the developments in both the Tupac trial and the federal indictment of Sean Diddy Combs. So a lot of information to come on that one.
Police connected to the investigation into Tupac Shakur's case hinted at possible new charges. 50 Cent got people close to Sean Diddy Combs to share their side of the story, something the police had struggled to do for years. Those closest to Diddy trusted 50 Cent enough to finally speak up.
Let me ask you this. I get it. When you have a case that's 5 years old, it's hard to get overwhelming evidence that meets the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. When you have cases this old, no matter what Fiddy has found out and put in this documentary, do you see it at all ever possible that Diddy could be involved in a murder trial when it comes to Biggie and Tupac?
It could be possible, yes. However, like I said, they need a lot of corroboration to make that stick, because it's really alleged right now as to his involvement. It's not anything that's substantial or concrete that he was involved. It's personally from people talking about it and saying this is what happened. You need some more information to come forward to prove that.
Around the same time, Keith D., the prime suspect in Tupac Shakur's murder, confirmed that Sean Diddy Combs ordered the hit, proving 50 Cent was right all along.
Also says that Davis was offered immunity during the Biggie Smalls investigation in the early 2000s. The filing reads, the three LAPD and FBI agents were part of a task force to solve the shooting of rapper Notorious B.I.G., also known as Biggie Smalls, legal name Christopher Wallace. The task force, through a sophisticated criminal investigation, obtained sufficient evidence that would prove Mr. Davis was the leader of the Southside Crips and his gang was responsible for over 360 kilos of cocaine and PCP. Mr. Davis provided 3 interviews to obtain immunity from prosecution. The final interview were solely questions regarding the Tupac Shakur shooting, which Mr. Davis was also provided immunity from prosecution. So during a December 2008 interview with investigators, that is when Davis allegedly started to spill the beans about his one-time friend, Sean Combs, who he refers to as Puffy. He claims Sean Puffy Combs solicited Mr. Davis to Suge Knight and Tupac Shakur for $1 million. Eric Zip Martin, an associate of Puffy Combs, provided Mr. Davis with a gun to exact revenge on Tupac Shakur for the beating Mr. Anderson received. Now, Davis reportedly told the investigators that even though the job had been partially completed and Shakur was killed, neither he nor Anderson ever got paid. He later revealed that he believes Combs had paid the go-between Zip Martin, who he claims kept the money for himself. And he said much of the same thing in a 2009 interview a year later, because according to the motion to dismiss, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, as far back as 2009, was in possession of the same set of facts that the Clark County District Attorney is now alleging makes Mr. Davis responsible for the murder of Tupac Shakur. The Clark County District Attorney's Office has offered no reason as to why it waited another 14 years to prosecute a case against Mr. Davis. Mr. Davis has been irreversibly prejudiced by this unnecessary delay in prosecution of this case, and Mr. Davis's constitutional rights have been violated in an extraordinary manner never before witnessed in the annals of the American criminal justice system.
50 Cent's documentary showed Sean Diddy Combs at his most vulnerable. One reason Diddy fought so hard to block its release.
In a documentary, there's a couple things I'll share with you guys on what I took away from it. But Rob, maybe share the clip on how he got access to some of the footage of the documentary. Is this the one, Rob?
Yep.
Go for it.
How did you get that footage of Diddy?
I figured most journalists would not disclose their sources.
Does he know y'all have this in the doc?
I would doubt he knows.
So when this airs, that'll be the first time that his legal team, Diddy, that everybody knows that this footage is now seeing the light of day.
Perhaps Combs' team firing back in a statement to NBC News, saying the Netflix so-called documentary is a shameful hit piece and that they relied on stolen footage that was never authorized for release. His team sending a cease and desist to Netflix.
The best part? 50 Cent is just getting started. Knowing Sean Diddy Combs would try to wriggle free, he's already working on part 2 of his documentary. This one's even more explosive, including footage Netflix cut for legal reasons. 50 Cent says he doesn't care about losing money. He'll release it free on YouTube if it finally makes Diddy face the consequences.
I think he might be secretly sitting on a whole other docuseries about this. I got on 50's Instagram account today, and I was just like killing some time earlier, and someone had posted a video where they were talking about the whole documentary, and they put out a theory that they think that he has even more footage and that he potentially is going to have a whole second part of this that might release. Now, this is all alleged. None of this is confirmed. This is people talking on Instagram. But 50 posted something to his own account that sort of, in a strange way, addresses this, talking about how he does seem to have these interviews and that he did get some of these other victims on camera. And so I think he might be secretly sitting on a whole other docuseries about this.
Allegedly he said something. Well, he said something similar to that on the Sherry Shepherd show. I hope so. When I tell you I went through all 4 episodes in one city and then went back and watched it again, I'm like, I want more. And now that he got everyone talking, imagine if he got 22 million out the gate on that one, I'm sure there's more, because there was so many more things he could have covered.
Remember, Sean Diddy Combs is walking free even while at the center of a new criminal investigation, one of many about to surface. With over 100 pending lawsuits, there may come a point where even his confidential informant status can't save him.
The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department is now investigating a sexual battery claim against Sean Diddy Combs. According to the police report, the allegation was made in September in connection to an incident from 2020. The National News Desk, Jeff Harris, joins us. And Jeff, details on this investigation, they're just beginning to develop, of course, but we do know the accuser is a music publicist and a producer. What more can you tell us?
So the allegations in this battery investigation date all the way back to an alleged incident from 2020 involving Combs and a male music publicist and producer who says Combs exposed himself to him after being invited to a photo shoot. According to that police report, the accuser says he was invited to the shoot at a Los Angeles warehouse related to an upcoming project. At that shoot, the accuser alleges Combs began masturbating under a shirt while watching pornography and then exposed himself, telling the accuser to assist. The accuser says he didn't respond to Combs, who continued before throwing that shirt at him.
This is why Sean Diddy Combs is trying to control the narrative. Less than a week after 50 Cent's documentary went viral, Diddy's kids announced a new project with the Zeus network. The trailer shows that Diddy himself will appear, telling his side of the story.
Sean Diddy Combs' sons, Justin and Christian, are teasing a new docuseries about their family. Justin and Christian King Combs appear in a new trailer released December 28th to Instagram by Zeus Network's founder. In the trailer, Justin and Christian sit on a couch in a screening room while a series of headlines about their father cycle on screen. At the end of the trailer, Justin's phone vibrates and he answers a collect call from the Fort Dix Federal Correctional Institute, where Combs is currently behind bars. No release date for the docuseries is given, though the teaser says viewers can expect it at some point in 2026.
50 Cent released his documentary despite the risks. The industry is hating on him, calling him a rat for exposing Sean Diddy Combs. Allegedly, he's even facing threats. Executives want to damage his reputation, and Gene Deal warned 50 that Diddy may retaliate.
Bruh, first of all, they're going to try to get his baby mama stories. You know, they're going to try to get 50 baby mama stories. They're going to try to get girls that he probably dated, that he had problems and issues with and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They're going to try to do the same thing they probably did to R. Kelly or Puff or whatever like that, and people tell their stories. You understand? But, you know, they trying to retaliate on what he did. Let him go ahead, bruh. Because I think he ready for it. You don't do this, and you don't do the stuff that he did or sign on to the stuff that he did with Puff. Unless you got your shit in order. Don't throw no song if you live in a glass house. Don't throw no stone if you live in a glass house. I believe 50 ready for it, if they come at him any kind of way. I heard that Diddy is trying to sue Netflix for $1 billion. Ain't nothing came up in court. That's just talk, bro. No paperwork has been put in and signed into that. They're gonna have to have a reason. If they were suing him and he had enough reason, why they didn't cease and desist the thing? Huh? If he had a leg to stand on, why they didn't cease and desist the documentary? They're just people talking. Headline news. Because had it been filed in court and they had a leg to stand on, they'd have been bringing that stuff down. Oh, we can't show it no more.
Sean Diddy Combs' name has also been tied to the death of the notorious B.I.G. The murder, which happened in Los Angeles in March 1997, just 6 months after Tupac Shakur's death, remains unsolved. Both cases took place during the height of the East Coast-West Coast rap feud, and ever since, investigators, journalists, and insiders have struggled to uncover what really happened.
I seen an interview that Puffy did with Fat Joe where he was talking about Biggie in his last moments in LA, and he told Fat Joe that he didn't want to go to LA. He actually wanted to go to London, but Biggie, he was the one that wanted to go to LA, and he was the one that was pushing to go to LA.
That's not true. My name is Kirk Burrows. I ran Bad Boy Entertainment. I helped co-found it. I created the company with him. I raised from general manager to president. And at that time, I put all of those business plans together. And Biggie didn't want to go to LA, ended up going. What got him out there was a week ahead of time to ease him into the whole award show. He may not have wanted to go to London, but was talked into it. First time ever, a rapper of your stature getting this treatment, that would be something he would be interested in doing, but he was easily talked out of it by Sean so that they can make an appearance at an event in LA that Saturday night. A part of the posturing of not only did we come to the award show, not only am I recording my album out here, and Big is gonna help me with some of the writing and maybe do something out here where me and him did this song in LA. I'm out on the town. And it was just too much.
Just look at the notorious B.I.G. He clearly knew someone was coming for him.
Stars right now. Yeah. How much are you exaggerating with you now as a rapper when people coming to get you?
I ain't exaggerating at all, man. That's real, son. That's real, yo. I ain't exaggerating at all, man. The more money you make, the more problems you get. And jealousy and envy is just something that comes with the territory, man. A lot of people, it's just negative energy, like my man Puff say. It just surrounds you. It makes you depressed, you know? So I gotta rap about it. And that's one of the bad things about the game is when you get large, even your friends are turning against you, man. So I made a song about it.
But I mean, how real is your threat of like people constantly coming and want to shoot
Oh,
you?
man, I mean, that's real. I think about that every day. Every day it's real. That's how real it is. I think somebody's trying to kill me. I'll be waking up paranoid. I'll be really scared. I'll just be paro.
If even half of this is true, the story is far from over. Sean Diddy Combs may be getting out early, but investigations, lawsuits, and questions about him are only growing. His appeal was accepted despite no new evidence. If that isn't suspicious, what is he?
It's a human being now in custody for 50 months.
Diddy was just sharing.
Based upon conduct that a jury heard, the jury resolved, and the jury rejected. It is really a sad day for everybody.
I don't feel that way.
We are planning to appeal. We think we have strong bases to appeal.
The strongest basis is that the jury reached a verdict on coercion. It found there was not coercion, and I think the judge said coercion today as a basis for a sentence at least a dozen times. The jury's verdict was resoundingly clear. There was no there was no racketeering. Everything was consensual. Everything was adult, which is why he was convicted only of the offense. What we feel happened today was that the judge acted as a 13th juror, one that we did not choose.
What do you really think is going on here? Was Sean Diddy Combs' early release just a coincidence, or is there a bigger story behind the scenes? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you want the latest updates on the Diddy case, the ongoing Tupac Shakur investigation, and all the industry drama, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what happens next.